What's up? So I was working on my nitrous stuff. I finally got a couple of minutes to put my stuff together, and I figured I'd make a quick video of what I'm trying to do here. So I've said it on my podcast and I guess my previous video that I'm a heavy guy, and you know, I do have a Busa which has a hefty motor in it. And because most of the jockeys out there, or the people that I would race, is a lot smaller than me, like 80 to 100 pounds plus, I figured that I would put like some nitrous, you know, on the bike, just because maybe that's the equalizer, you know. So what I have going on here right now, I just want to make a quick video, is I got my air box. My air box was custom done by PFC. I actually sent this Montgomery Motorsports airbox off, and he built like this custom thing so that way we didn't have to chop up a $2,000 airbox. Obviously I got this because weight reduction, you know what I mean? Which is wild because although this is lighter than OEM airboxes, it's funny because I technically added weight back, but whatever. So I made a mess. I got the liquid tape and all of this, but I'm pretty much ready to go. So as you can see, I have my solenoid. I have the poly line right there, but I opted to get something a little bit more gangster and something that won't blow off, because on my drag bike I've had issues with my poly line. So I opted for this bike to go with an actual AN fitting for the purge kit. This aluminum line is like bendable, so I guess it'll look gangster and it'll work itself out. Right now, I guess I'm showing this too because for anybody out there who is entertaining the thought of putting a real nitrous kit, I'm not saying, you know, other nitrous kits are fake. It's just that some nitrous kits on bikes are just all thrown, you know, they're just put together, and then, you know, someone like myself likes to overdo things. So I have a dyno tune, which was relatively inexpensive for the purge, and then my solenoid itself is the Pro Shot. This, I think this sprays, I think max horsepower is like 400 horsepower. So I don't know how much spray the motor will take. I do know that I want a hefty shot on it. You know, and what I mean by that is at least 80 to 100 horsepower or more. So rather than getting something that will max out at 100 or 120, I chose to overdo it and do something that goes all the way up to 400. That way, if I want to spray 100, 150, 200, and I'm still getting my ass kicked, then I can modify the nitrous to the kit itself to go all the way up to 400. So, and this thing here, I forgot how much it cost, but it wasn't cheap. I think it was like over $200 just for the solenoid. And this thing is big too. Very hefty. I had this. You can put one of these filters in the bottle. I chose not to go with a regular filter. I'm gonna be a little different, and I'm gonna go with an actual, like the same filter that's on my mother bottle over there. So I'm gonna just put this in between the bottle and the purge, so that way I'm shaking it because it's pretty cool. And this will give me the opportunity to, you know, take this apart, clean the filter whenever needed. So max filtration. Outside of that, I just kind of wanted to show, you know, what goes into my project. Has taken forever, you know, and I'm still waiting for wiring. And for those who want to know, this is going on standalone. Lee Tomlinson out there in Gooch's, he's a hefty Holley EFI guy, so I have Holley EFI for it. And I do not have, I had a normal nitrous controller for this, but I opted to change it because all of this will be controlled via standalone, so it'll make sense later on. At any rate, that's really it. I'll hook this up. This will go here, this will go there, this will go here, you know what I mean? bottle to here, this to the actual air box, and you can see I have all of my liquid tape, which is messy as hell, but I just figured I wouldn't use normal tape. I would use the liquid stuff, let it cure, and then I'll be good to go. So whenever this thing is ready to be wired up, 100%, this should be a deadly mix for someone who is at 260 pounds or so. So not much to say again over the air box. Like I said, this was sent to PFC, and I was going to take everything apart, but I opted not to. I was going to take the filter out and all of that so I could show you, but basically, again, the spray bar in there, everything for this particular setup is custom, and I'm very excited. Now, normally I don't show anything about my projects, but I figured, you know, anybody out there who's trying to put nitrous on a Busa so we can kick these Jixers' asses, maybe you learned something from this, you know, and maybe not. And there's plenty of videos on YouTube about how to connect, you know, how to set all of this up. So I didn't want to bore you guys with inlets and outlets and this fitting and that fitting. I didn't want to do all of that. So hope you enjoyed, and I don't know, I guess I can walk over to the bike itself. Yeah, I'll walk over to the bike. So this is my setup. I have the bottle, I have a custom bracket. This is actually an S1000RR bracket I had for one of my other bikes, but the subframe is modified to be able to fit it, and I get enough space so that the bottle is not hitting the tail. And then obviously I have the gauge, and the line is, I'm trying to hide as much as possible so the line is kind of run all the way through. And then of course you got the lines itself. This line will go to the purge, and then the other line will go to the air box. And so that's really it. There's some other changes that need to happen with the bike, but for now, that's what I got going on. So anyways, just a really, really short video. Maybe it helps somebody, maybe it doesn't, but that's all I got. And I'll continue on putting this stuff together, and maybe I'll get back once everything is hooked up on the bike. Be back. Okay, so everything's hooked up. Everything is not crazy tight, but going back through the system, so obviously bottle line is ran through the tail. I'm trying to make it look as pretty as possible. And then the nitrous kit itself, I'm not certain if I'm gonna have to drill and tap into the frame to hold it, but line is going into the filter's going to the purge, and then right after the purge and the solenoid, and solenoid is going to the air box. So that's what I got right now. And yeah, this is and then of course I have a glove covering the purge line itself, just because I don't want any debris or dust or anything like that, even though I have this massive filter, so it should be okay. At any rate, this is Project Sub-Zero, and again, I normally don't show a lot of things going on with it, but it is extremely light. And actually, I got some things eventually coming from Motor Fix that should lighten up this bike even more. So for every bit of weight that I added, I probably just took some weight away once I received the stuff from Motor Fix. And then of course I'll do some videos on how that stuff fits. And this bike is still going through some changes. And last but not least, I will be turning this bike in hopefully over the winter time to get everything wired up for the standalone, and then hopefully we'll be in business. Don't know what the fuel, what my fuel lines and everything's gonna look like yet, because I don't know if I'm going internal or external. They don't make an in-tank pump for the Gen 3 that I'm aware of, and I do have a massive external pump, but I don't want to use it because it's for my turbo bike. But if I have to, then I'll just replace the one for my turbo bike. And then pretty much that's it. So All good. All good. All right, thanks for watching, and that's all I got. Peace.